My wife chose another man over me, then faced the truth. My daughter took her mom's side. Then one day I found out. It broke their world. I am 38. My wife, Vanessa, is 36. We were married for 15 years. Our daughter, Zoe, is 19. This story is long. Get a drink. Vanessa and I met in college. We were in our third year. I studied engineering. I ate cheap noodles and drank energy drinks. She studied to be a teacher. She liked me, even though I was very tired all the time. We liked each other fast. She was fun and neat. She laughed at my bad jokes. I was quiet. I liked to plan things. It worked for us. After school, we got married. 50 people came. It was a small place. Her parents gave a little money. We paid for most of it. My family did not have much money. 2 years later, Zoe was born. The timing was good. Vanessa finished her teaching classes. I got a first job as an engineer. The job paid $48,000. That was good for a first job, but I worked too much. I worked 60 to 70 hours each week. Sometimes I worked until 2 a.m. Vanessa and I talked. She would stay home with Zoe. We would not pay for daycare. This saved money. Childcare cost more than she could earn. We wanted a parent home with Zoe. The first years were hard, but good. We had a small house. It was in a good school area. It was not fancy. It had 3 beds and 1.5 baths. It needed work, but it was our house. I came home very tired. Vanessa had dinner ready. She let me rest for 30 minutes. Then she gave me Zoe. I took care of Zoe. She cleaned up. On weekends, I watched Zoe. Vanessa took a break. We worked on the house when Zoe slept. I worked very hard at that job. I did the hard work no one wanted. I worked on holidays. I got better jobs. First, I was a junior engineer. Then I was a project engineer. Then I led a team. Then I was a project manager. After 8 years, my pay was $110,000. It was more than twice my first pay. We moved to a better house. It was in a nicer place. It was not too big, but it was better. It had 4 beds. Zoe had a yard to play in. The schools were good. I remember the day we bought the house. Vanessa cried happy tears. She said she was proud of my hard work. We talked about the future. We would pay for the house fast. Maybe we would get a small vacation house later. We would pay for Zoe's college. She would not have big loans like we did. I felt good that day. I gave my family what my dad could not. Zoe loved her dad a lot then. I worked too much, but I made time for her. She waited by the window for my car, even if I came home at 9 p.m. Weekends were for us. I taught her to fish at a small pond. I taught her to change a tire when she was 10. Her hands were small, good for tight spaces. I helped with math. We did science projects for 3 years. We made volcanoes. They worked. One won first place each time. Our marriage was not perfect. We fought. Sometimes I missed important things because of work. Vanessa got mad. She said I was not there for her. She said I worked too much. But we fixed it. Or I thought we did. Now I see it. I was not really there. When you work 12 to 14 hours a day, you have no energy left. But I thought Vanessa knew. I worked so hard for us. I did not want to miss her dance shows. I had to work. I thought we had a deal. I would give money. I would give the house. I would pay for college. I would keep us safe. She would take care of the home. She would take care of feelings. She would make our house nice. I wanted to come home. It worked for 15 years. I thought we were strong. I was wrong. I saw the first sign 8 months ago. Maybe there were signs before, but I was too busy at work. I was a senior project manager. I made $135,000. I still worked 60-plus hours a week. I wanted a better job. The new job would pay $175,000. The extra money would pay for all of Zoe's college. No loans. We could also save for when we are old. I saw Vanessa get dressed up for small trips. She put on makeup. She did her hair. She wore new clothes. Just to go to the store? First I thought, good, she takes care of herself. But it got strange. She left at 10 a.m. for food shopping. She came back at 3 p.m. She had one small bag. Or she met a friend for coffee. It took 5 hours. Her schedule changed a lot. Her yoga class was 1 hour. Now it was 3 hours. Her book club met once a month. Now it met every week. The meetings went from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Her girls' night was once a month. Now it was 2 times a week. I did not think much about it. I worked a lot of overtime.
I had a big project. It would get me the new job. But the money was strange. Our credit card had charges. They were from restaurants. She said she never went to those places. I asked about a $120 charge. It was from a steakhouse. She said it was a mistake, or she said it was for Jessica's birthday. But I saw Jessica's pictures that day. She was somewhere else. Vanessa shopped too much. She spent $500 at Nordstrom. I never saw new clothes. Her trips with friends were once a year. Now they were every few months. Each trip cost $1,000 or more. When I talked about the money, she got mad. She said I tried to control her. She said I did not want her to have fun. I always worked. I would stop talking. We had the money. I made good money. But it looked very bad. Zoe changed a lot too. This child waited for me. Now she looked at her phone. She did not look up. She was secret with her mom. They looked at each other. They had a joke I did not know. She said small mean things. You make a lot of money, that must be nice. Or, Dad is never home, who cares what he thinks? She wanted too much. She wanted very expensive things. Fancy clothes, the new phone the first day, concert tickets that cost a lot. I said she should get a weekend job. I had a job in college. Vanessa said no right away. She needs to study. We don't want her to work hard like we did. I was the bad guy. I said a 19-year-old should learn to work. My credit card showed Zoe spending. $100 at Sephora, $300 at fancy restaurants. I never heard of them. Their stories did not match. Vanessa said they shopped all day. Zoe said they ate at a restaurant by the lake. They talked quietly. They stopped when I came in. I saw all this, but I thought I was just worried. Or I thought it was normal mom and daughter stuff. You trust your wife after 15 years, right? Also, I only thought about the new job. I had no room in my head to think about it. Big mistake. It all ended 3 months ago. I had a very bad headache that morning. My team finished the big project. My boss said, go home, rest. I left work early, first time in 2 years. I did not text Vanessa. My head hurt too much. I could not see well. Also, I thought she was out spending my money. I came home at 1 p.m. I went upstairs to take medicine. I heard voices from the kitchen. I was going to say hello. Then I heard my name. Zoe said, laughing, Dad has no idea. He is just an ATM with legs. I stopped in the hall. I thought, what? Vanessa said coldly, I stopped feeling bad months ago. Derek is tired of waiting. When you graduate, we leave this place. My stomach felt bad. Derek? Leave? What was happening? Zoe said, Derek is better than Dad. He is fun. Dad only works. That is stupid. It has been a year. He still does not know. Vanessa laughed. It was a cold laugh. She said, he is too busy making money for us to spend. Zoe said, Derek said we can stay at his lake house next month. Dad will not know we are gone. He works himself to death for us. Vanessa said, best sucker ever. I stood still. I felt cold all over. 15 years of marriage, 19 years of being a dad. All my long work weeks, all the trips I missed, all the stress, all I did for them. I was just their money machine. The 2 people I loved laughed at me. It felt like a punch in my chest. My headache did not hurt now. I worked so hard for 20 years. I gave them everything. They made fun of me. They planned to leave. They would take all they could from me first. Who was Derek? He was the man my wife saw for a year. I worked extra hours. I paid for her shopping. I paid for Zoe's school. Zoe learned to be like her mom, to take money and lie.
All those weekends I worked. They shopped. All those bad dinners with clients. I got contracts for our future. All for this? They kept talking. They told all their plans. They would wait. I would pay Zoe's last school bill. Then Vanessa would divorce me. They talked to a lawyer. The lawyer said Vanessa would get half my retirement money. She might get the house. And Derek had a boat. He had a lake house. He took them on trips. They told me they visited Vanessa's sister. I did not know them. My wife, I slept with her for 15 years. My daughter, I taught her to ride a bike. I helped with homework. I stayed up when she was sick. They were strangers. They looked the same. They laughed. They said I was stupid. I worked too hard. I gave them a good life. I backed away quietly. I went out the front door. They did not hear me. They were busy talking. I got in my car. I sat for a minute. I heard enough. I did not need more proof. I drove to a divorce lawyer. My friend used him. I called from the car. I asked to see him fast. The lawyer was surprised. I was so sure. Most men are not sure. I was sure. When your child calls you an ATM and your wife laughs, there is nothing to talk about. By 4:30 that day, I filed for divorce. I signed the papers. I paid $5,000. It was from my own money. I knew what to do next. My lawyer did not waste time. He told me what to do. First, protect my money. I spent a week. I separated everything carefully. I opened new accounts at a new bank. Vanessa and I never used it. I moved most of our savings to my new account. I left $2,000 in the old account. They would not notice right away. I called the credit card companies. I said the cards were not safe. I got new cards, sent to my work, not home. I put a limit on the old card, $500 max. Enough for food, not enough for Vanessa's shopping. I changed my pay. It goes to my new account. I called my retirement plan. I added security questions. I wrote down all we owned. I took pictures of valuable things. I copied all money papers. I downloaded bank records. They showed Vanessa spent too much money for a year. Vanessa moved money from our joint account to a secret account. I did not know. $30,000 was gone. I showed this to my lawyer. He said it would help me in court. She planned to leave you. She used your money. Judges do not like that. The hardest part was going home. I acted normal. At dinner, Vanessa talked. Yoga was hard today. Yeah, right. 3-hour yoga? I saw Zoe texting under the table. They did not know I knew. I nodded. I asked about their weekend. I said yes to Zoe's expensive shopping trip. I knew it was the last time I would pay. They saw no change. I was the same dad, the same husband, focused on work, not seeing what happened. At work, I got ready. I told my boss I needed days off soon. I wrote down all my work. I made plans in case the divorce hurt my work. My boss knew something was wrong. He did not ask. He said, "Take the time you need." I read all our papers, the house loan, the car loans, everything. The house was good. I bought it before we married. I paid with my money. My lawyer said I could keep the house. We owned both cars. Mine was in my name, hers was in both names. Another thing to fix. After a week, I was ready. I waited after dinner on Friday. Vanessa and Zoe were home. Zoe came from college. She said she needed to do laundry.
But she wanted money. I called them to the living room. I turned off the TV. I sat across from them like we would talk about a trip. 15 years of marriage was ending. I took control of my life. They played me for a fool. I said it like talking about the weather. I filed for divorce last week. I thought you should know. Vanessa's face was amazing. Shock, then confusion, then panic. Zoe stopped texting. Her thumbs were over her phone. The room was very quiet. Vanessa said, "You what?" I leaned back. I was relaxed. Divorce. You know, when your wife has sex with a man for a year, your daughter helps her. Vanessa turned white. Zoe looked sick. Vanessa said, I stopped her. I laughed. It sounded strange. "Stop. I heard you in the kitchen. I am just an ATM with legs." How Derek is better than me. How you will leave after graduation. Good plan. Very nice. Zoe said, "Dad, I stopped her. I am not finished." I did not yell. I was not angry. I was done. Secret plans are hard to keep in your own house. So, this is what will happen, I said. My voice was calm. The divorce is filed. It is done. No changing it. I moved our money. You cannot touch it. But do not worry. I left $2,000 in the old account. That is enough for half a month of your shopping. What? Vanessa said. But you can't just... Yes, I can. And I did. I smiled. Do not make excuses. Do not say I work too much. Do not say I am not here for you. You chose to cheat. You chose not to talk. You lost the right to talk now. The room felt tense. Zoe knew. Her school money was in danger. She tried a new way. You were too mad. Mom should be happy, and Derek is... I stopped her. I do not care about Derek. This is not about him. This is about respect. This is about honesty. You do not understand these things. Vanessa cried. A week ago, I would be sad. Now I felt nothing. What do you want me to say? She cried. I made a mistake. Fine, I made a mistake. But you were not here for me for years. You are right about one thing, I said. I worked too much. I did not see what happened at home. My mistake. I learned. Then I told them their new life. I was exact and cold. My lawyer told me the law. The house would be mine. I bought it before marriage. I paid with my money. The vacation house we bought 5 years ago, we might split it. But Vanessa took money. I had a good chance to keep it too. We keep our own cars. The retirement money would be a big fight, but my lawyer said we could protect it. You cannot just cut our money, Zoe said. What about my senior trip? What about my school next year? I looked at Zoe. I felt pity and disgust. This child. I read her stories at night. I taught her to ride a bike. She wore my old shirts to bed. They smelled like me. Now she was a stranger. Actions have results, I said. You called me a wallet. Good. Wallets can be locked. You want money for fun things? Get a job. I did at your age. Vanessa tried a new way. She stopped crying. She tried to make a deal. This is not fair to Zoe. She is just a kid. She should not hurt because of us. I laughed. She is not a kid. She is 19. Old enough to laugh at her dad. Old enough to keep your secret. Old enough to plan to leave. Using my money. Old enough to learn. Actions have results. The rest of the night was a blur. Tears, accusations. They tried to make me feel bad. Zoe went to her room. She slammed the door. Vanessa tried everything. Anger, more tears, guilt. I slept well that night. First time in years. I felt peace. I was in charge of my life. The next weeks were very tense. We lived together. It was weird and awkward. I worked long hours again. Not because I had to, because I did not want to be home. When I was home, Vanessa cried and said sorry, or she was quiet. She tried what she thought might work. Zoe acted like a teen. She slammed doors. She gave me mean looks at dinner. I kept the money rules. Zoe got very mad. Her credit card did not work. She wanted a $400 prom dress. She came into my office. I was on a work call. This is not fair, she yelled. How can I go to the dance now? Get a weekend job at the mall, I said. The food court is hiring. She mumbled things I did not hear. I shrugged. I went back to my work. I realized I was not upset. It is strange how fast someone becomes a stranger. The divorce moved fast. Vanessa got a lawyer, a woman. She was good at getting money for women. Her lawyer filed papers. She said Vanessa deserved more. Vanessa worked at home for no pay. I was not there for her. She tried to look like a good wife. She said she raised Zoe alone. I was just making money. I did not care. My lawyer was very tough. He had proof. The affair? We found messages between Vanessa and Derek on our shared computer. We found emails. They proved everything. The stolen money, the secret account. 2 days later, the judge said no to Vanessa. He saw the proof. She cheated. She took money. I kept the house. I kept my car. I kept my retirement money. I gave Vanessa a little money, less than she wanted. I kept the vacation house. The judge said I paid with my money, not our money. Vanessa kept her car. She got a little savings. Good for me. After 3 weeks, Vanessa and Zoe still lived in the house. The judge needed time to make it final. Reality hit them hard. Derek was too busy for Vanessa now. She did not have our money. Funny, she called him. She cried. He made excuses. Work. Family. I did not listen. But the house is small. Vanessa was not quiet. One night I heard her beg, "Please meet me. I need someone." He said he needed space. He needed time to think. He needed a new, rich woman. Zoe's friends left her. When you cannot pay for shopping, friends leave fast. She came home early from a weekend. She was upset. I heard her on the phone. She complained. Her friends went to an expensive restaurant, then a concert. She could not pay. They did not offer to pay. She said, "They know my situation. They know Dad cut me off." Welcome to real friends, kid. I did not brag. I let life teach them. Vanessa had no money for food. She spent it on Derek. I bought food. Zoe needed money for a school trip. It was a real need. I paid the school directly. I did not pay for their fun life.
The strange thing, my life got better right away. I got the director job. I was more focused at work. I did better work since that day. Yes, working hard paid off. When you set rules in your life, it helps at work too. My blood pressure got better. I slept better. I talked to old friends again. I lost touch because I worked too hard. I paid for Vanessa's life. My friend and I played basketball on weekends. I joined a hiking group. They met on Saturdays. I never had time before. Slowly, Vanessa and Zoe changed. Vanessa looked for a job. She fixed her old teacher resume. She called her old boss. She asked about jobs. Zoe got a part-time job at the mall. I did not have to tell her. I saw her look at cheaper schools online, not the expensive school I paid for. They had to live the new life. They did not like it, but they had to. Me? It was not my problem anymore. After 2 months, the judge said I kept the house. Vanessa and Zoe had to move out. I gave them 1 week. They packed their things. They found a small, bad apartment. It was across town. Vanessa had a new job. She worked at a dentist's office. She did not make much money. Moving day was strange. I paid movers to help them.
I did not want to be mean. I stood in my driveway. I watched them load the truck. Furniture we picked together. Photos from good times. All their things. I did not feel sad. I felt like I watched a movie. Someone else's life broke. Years of my life wasted. For what? For some man? Their loss. Zoe did not talk to me. She was cold. I was the bad guy in her story. Vanessa cried again. She tried to talk to me alone. Are you sure? We can fix this. My favorite. What will I do now? Like it was my job. To fix her life. After she cheated. After she planned to leave me. I gave short answers. I talked only about practical things. At the end of the day, they left. The first nights were hard. The house was empty. Too quiet. But I started to make the house mine again. I moved back to the big bedroom. I had slept elsewhere. I made Zoe's old room a real office. I changed the dining room. Vanessa wanted it. We never used it. Now, it is a gym. I grilled food on weeknights because I wanted to. I bought a new TV, bigger than the old one. Vanessa said the old one looked bad. I got a dog from the shelter. His name is Charlie. He is a happy mix. He follows me. He thinks I'm great. Work got much better. I left work at 6 most days. I got the promotion. I got more money. Now I had time to enjoy it. 2 weeks after they moved, my phone rang. I was making dinner. It was Zoe. I almost did not answer, but I was curious. She was crying hard. She could not talk well. She told me this. Derek left. He found out. No big divorce money was coming. He blocked her number, of course. Classic. I was in my kitchen. I looked at bills. She told me this. I smiled. Should I feel bad? The man who helped ruin my marriage. He just wanted money. Life balances things out. Vanessa is very upset. Zoe was shocked. I did not rush to help them. Silence. Zoe mumbled, "We did not think." That is the problem. Yes. It feels good to see karma. She hung up. She did not call again. It has been 6 months. The divorce is done. My life is completely different. I lost 30 pounds. I go to the gym 4 times a week. Money is so much better. I only support myself. I save more money than ever. The house is different now. I fixed the kitchen. Vanessa complained about it for years. Zoe's room is a great office. It has 3 screens for games. My dog Charlie gets very happy when I come home. Every day. But Vanessa and Zoe's lives are terrible. Friends told me. Vanessa lost her job. She was always sick. She works at a small store now. Zoe had to leave her fancy school. The school bill came. What can I say? Karma is real. This morning, I was at home. Knock on the door. It was Vanessa. She looked like she lived in the trash. She said, "Can we talk?" She lied. She tried to look inside. This used to be her house. I did not ask her in. I stood in the door. "We're talking now," I said. Then she cried. She told the sad story. Derek left fast. He knew no big money was coming. Shocking. They live in a moldy apartment. Zoe left school. She sleeps on a friend's couch. Of course. She wanted help. I need a little help to get back on my feet. She promised to pay me back when she got a better job. That means never. I looked at her. I was with her 15 years.
She laughed at me. She tried to take my money. I said, "No, that is all." She cried. "They might lose their apartment." I said, "That is your problem, not mine." Later, Zoe emailed me. She tried to make me feel guilty. She missed me. She did not know what to do. For a second, I felt bad. I remembered being a dad. Then I remembered. She disrespected me. She laughed. I deleted the email. I moved on. I have real friends now. I can trust them. My friend Mark asked, "Do you regret what happened?" I said, "Maybe for Zoe, if she really changes, but not for Vanessa. That bridge is gone. Not just burned, gone." Some people think I'm too harsh, but after 15 years, people who should love me used me. Now I put myself first. I have never been better. I do not feel bad about Vanessa. She made her choice. 2, I thought about fixing things with Zoe, but her mother taught her to be this way. I do not think she will change. It is harsh, I know, but she went too far. She needs to grow up. She needs to see her mistake. 3, people say I should have tried counseling. She had sex with a man for a year. She stole my money. She planned to leave. What was there to fix? About Derek? He is not my problem. You might not understand. My problem is not with him. Many bad men look for rich women, but I never thought my wife would be one. What can I say? Life proves you wrong sometimes. It is like a joke.